BABADOOK.
Alright, so this is what the illustrated version of the Babadook looks like, so this is what I'm going to be attempting today. If you guys haven't seen this movie, you should. It is one of my all-time favorite scary movies. Also, Pink Stylist here on YouTube has an amazing tutorial on this look as well, so if you want to check him out, I will have him linked in the down bar. So the first step is just outlining the mouth area, and I'm just using a black eyeliner pencil. This is the NYX Très Jolie pencil, and I'm just kind of outlining the area, looking at my reference picture, and then I'm going in and doing the same shape but smaller, and this is obviously just going to be his lip. By the way, I blocked out my eyebrows using a glue stick and some translucent powder, but I didn't film it because there are tons of videos on YouTube for that. So now I'm mapping out his teeth, and since I drew the lip over my nose, I'm going to have to do the middle ones kind of on the tip of my nose just by tilting my head back and kind of looking up and extending the lines onto my nose. So I'm just going along and then doing the bottom ones as well. They're pretty much the same shape but just a little bit longer. And then I went in and outlined the nose, but I decided I wasn't ready to do that step yet, so I just wiped it away with some makeup remover towelettes. So now I'm going in with the white paint from the Wolf Effects Essentials palette. This is a water activated paint, so I just gave it a few spritzes of water, and I'm taking a really tiny flat brush. I'm just going in and filling in those teeth one by one. You might find that this white paint won't be very opaque at first, so you might need to add another layer. So I'm kind of just going over those and adding some more paint where I need to. These lines don't have to be perfect. It's okay if you get outside of the lines, just because we're going to be cleaning that up with black paint later. And then I'm filling in the lip with that white paint. Now I'm taking the black paint from that palette, and I'm taking it on a larger flat brush, and I'm just kind of covering the middle of that mouth area. So obviously I'm going to be going over my own lips because I don't want them to show. When I need to get in between the teeth, I just turn the brush sideways on its flat side, and I just kind of shimmy it in between each tooth. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If the lines don't look completely straight or they're a little messy, that's totally fine because this is an illustrated character, so he doesn't look perfect to begin with. And now I'm moving on to the eye area. He's got this weird kind of ski mask shaped eyeball area. What am I saying? So it kind of just goes in this mask shape around his eyes. So now I'm just outlining the nose where that's going to be and the kind of furrowed brow area in between my bridge, just to kind of map out where I'm going to be painting what colors. And now I'm actually outlining the eyeball shape, just doing a really rough circle around my eye. I'm taking that white paint again, and I'm just filling in the outermost area of the shape that we just created. And this is why I blocked out my eyebrows. The paint goes over them a lot easier than if I wouldn't have blocked them out. If I didn't, then they would have just looked really messy and it wouldn't have been so smooth. So it's really important if you're going to be painting over them to block them out. I'm filling in my nose with the white paint as well. But I'm leaving the top of the bridge of my nose area blank because that's going to be shaded in with a lot of black later. So I'm going around with a really fine-tipped brush and the black paint, and I'm just outlining the actual eyeball area. This is kind of his eye socket area. And then I'm kind of going in and filling in that space that we left blank on the bridge of the nose just to add some depth. And then I'm extending his nose down. He's got kind of a rectangular shaped nose that gets a little bit wider at the bottom, so I'm just making that line thicker and connecting it to his brow bone area. And he's got shading on the top of his nose right here, but it's in little lines just because he was drawn with a pen, so they're going to be kind of like hatch mark looking things. So I'm just extending these lines down my nose as straight as I can and kind of making them differing lengths. And I'm doing the same thing on each side of my eye, near the corner of my eye, and I'm kind of drawing them out at an angle and slightly curved, just to follow the curve of the bottom of the eyeball. I'm really just looking at the reference photo at this point and just kind of winging it and trying to make it look similar. And now I am going in and filling out the second layer of the eye, but I decided that I put too much black paint there, so I went and took some of it off. And I'm just making like, I don't know, 1/2 centimeter thick black ring around the eye. Basically what I'm going to be aiming for in the long run is to be able to close my eyes and look like my eyes are open. I'm taking this NYX Black Primal Color eyeshadow. This is the blackest black eyeshadow I've ever met in my life, and I'm just setting that paint that we just did, because if you paint on your eyelid and you look up and around, it's going to smear and transfer, so you want to make sure that you set that so you don't mess anything up. I'm going in with the white and doing the same ring shape within the black one that we just did. And I'm going in and setting that with NYX translucent powder. And this stuff, if you inhale it, it will make you cough and gag, so just saying. Now I'm going to be filling in the pupil area, so I'm just taking the black on a really tiny brush again, and I'm just kind of mapping out half of the pupil on my upper lid, and I'm extending the other half of that pupil underneath my lower lash line. So I just keep kind of closing and opening my eyes just to make sure that everything looks good. Now I'm just filling in the rest of my face with that black paint, and I'm just going in and filling in literally everything because I don't want any of my skin to be showing through. On the forehead though, I'm not bringing it up all the way just because I'm going to be wearing a top hat type thing that I made out of cardboard, so you don't have to put paint all the way up to your hairline. I'm also filling in my ears and then taking it about halfway down my neck so it won't show through when I put my jacket on. Now I'm just kind of doing some finishing touches. Since he is a pen illustration, he kind of looks a little bit rough and jagged around the edges, so I'm taking that brush and I'm laying it sideways and just kind of making these lines around the outline of his eye area. And then I'm making some lines on his mouth to make it look a little more dimensional. In the picture, his teeth are kind of shaded, so I'm taking whatever is left on that eyeshadow brush that I used to set the black paint, and I'm just shading the bottoms of each tooth and kind of running it up the sides of the teeth too. And I'm also shading that area that we shaded with the paint around the eyes. And his brow kind of has some shading on it too, so I'm just going in and really lightly blending some of that leftover black eyeshadow on the brow area. I'm also going ahead and painting my hands black just because he has really long, creepy black fingers, and I made some fingers out of cardboard that I just rolled into really skinny, pointed cylinder type shapes. And then there's that cardboard hat that I made, and I just threw on a trench coat because that is his outfit of choice. And that is it for the Babadook makeup tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. Sweet dreams. Looks so weird.
We can stop this whenever.
Are you scared?
Yes.